Welcome once again to another edition of Shelf Life Book Reviews Online. I appreciate all the emails that I'm getting from people and the new subscribers that I'm getting as well too, and I thank you for all the positive comments. Hopefully I will continue to add viewers and add people who are interested in books. I have two books as usual, and two great fiction books that hopefully you will add to your collection down the road. And actually, not down the road. Why not do it right now? Go to your local bookstore and get these books because they're definitely highly recommended. The first book is A Rip Through Time by Kelley Armstrong. This is published by Minotaur and it retails for $23.99. Kelley Armstrong is a Canadian author and she is best known for the Cainsville, Rockton, and the Otherworld series. She does a great job with supernatural and books that deal with the occult. And A Rip Through Time has that supernatural feel to it. It is an amazing, amazing book that is the start of the brand new A Rip Through Time series. And if this book is any indication of what's going to come in the future, this is going to be one of the most anticipated series in quite some time. The book revolves around a Vancouver detective. Her name is Mallory Atkinson, and she is flying to Edinburgh, Scotland, because her grandmother is dying. So she wants to be there for her grandmother's last days. And she's there. She's in a coffee shop, and she bumps into a man accidentally, and she spills a little bit of coffee on him. And it's no big deal. But later, when she leaves, she's out jogging after that, and she hears someone who seems to be in pain or is in danger. So she goes down this alley and she is attacked by she's not sure what. And she's being strangled. And the next thing she knows, she wakes up in the body of a woman by the name of Catriona, and she's a housemaid, but she's in Victoria, Scotland, in Edinburgh, 1869. So she's suddenly gone back in time 150 years. It's like a time warp has happened. Now, she looks like this housemaid Catriona, but her mind functions on the level of Mallory Atkinson. So it makes for a rather unique story. And she's working for, the man's name is Duncan Gray. He's like an undertaker. And his half-sister is also in the house, Isla Ballantyne. So Duncan Gray deals with bodies, and he's like a forensic specialist as well too. And it seems that Catriona in 1869 was attacked at the same time that Mallory Atkinson was attacked in 2019. So what has caused this? And the question is, has the person who attacked Mallory in the present day somehow gone back to 1869, and is he jumping between eras of time? So it's a really creepy story, and it is in the typical Kelley Armstrong way of writing. She writes so well, her characters are so well defined, and this is one of those books that when you open it, you don't want to close it. It's definitely one that you want to know what's going to happen. And Catriona, aka Mallory Atkinson, she helps Duncan Gray because she knows the 21st century forensics, and he's still in 1869. So she tries to tell him things without telling him too much, because if he learns things about forensics of the future, it may change the future by what he decides to employ in his techniques of finding the reasons for deaths. So it's very complex, but the question is, why was Catriona targeted? So, and will the killer come back for Catriona, also known as Mallory Atkinson? So it's not as confusing as it sounds, but it just is a tension-filled book. So if you're looking for a ripping good book, A Rip Through Time, you cannot go wrong. Kelley Atkinson, thanks for this one. Looking forward to more books in the series. The second book is Beneath the Stairs by Jennifer Fawcett. This is published by Atria, and it retails for $29.99. It seems the world needs a good ghost story. It's been a while since we've had some really classic, creepy Stephen King type novels, and this Beneath the Stairs hits all the check marks. It is a very subtle horror, psychological thriller, if you want to call it. But anyways, it's definitely a book that you will want to read. It takes place in Sumner's Mill in upstate New York. And it's more specifically centered around a place called the Octagon House. It's an octagon-shaped house, hence the name. It was built way back, and in 1936, a mother and her daughter who lived there mysteriously vanished and were never seen again. Fast forward to 1965, a man killed his wife and two daughters in that house. So whatever is in that house seems to take hold of people, perhaps. Now, there were four girls who pelled around, and back in, I think it was 1998, they went to the house. It was abandoned by that time. And the four girls were Claire Madden, Abby Lindsay, and Laura and Monica. And there was always a creepy, feeling like it drew people into the house. And they went there and they, felt a strange feeling. And after they were there, none of them were ever the same again. It affected them deeply. So one day, Abby Lindsay decides to go to the house. This is present day. And for some reason, she tries to kill herself. She tries to commit suicide in the basement of the house because whatever's lurking there seems to be in the basement. They find her there. She's barely alive. They take her to the hospital. She's in a coma. And so they don't know if she's going to come out of it. So Claire is drawn back into, the house. And she goes there and she still feels like there's something going on in the basement beneath the stairs. And it's almost like they're being followed. There's demonic-like dolls that they see. And it's just that creepy undertone of what is going on. Is it supernatural? Is it man-made? What is it about this house that has got everybody so tense and so paranoid? So if you're looking for a book that's a little different, back to the old classic ghost story type books, Beneath the Stairs is definitely a book that you should add to your collection. So those are the two books this time out, A Rip Through Time and Beneath the Stairs. You can't go wrong with either of them. So as always, thank you for taking the time to watch my Shelf Life book reviews online. I do, as always, welcome your comments. Please continue to send them. Tell me what I'm doing right. Tell me what I'm doing wrong. I haven't heard any complaints yet, but there's always a first. So anyways, we'll see you again real soon with more book reviews. Until then, stay safe, stay sane, stay social distancing, and do stay in touch. Thanks again. Bye for now.